Morning. Welcome to Career Forces Explore Careers, Public Works and CDL transportation positions in city, county, metropolitan, and state agencies. Today is November 28th, 2022. So glad to have you all here. I'm Liz Jennings. Have you ever thought about who drives the snowplows in the winter? Who drives the transportation vehicles in, during the summer? Who is on the public works teams throughout the metro and throughout the state? Well, this is today's session. We're going to be hearing from human resources staff and recruiting staff for some of our public uh, public departments who will tell you more about how they hire and what they look for in their applications. From the labor market statistics that we have available to us at the state of Minnesota, the transportation positions are going to remain a high need position. Throughout the 10-year growth, there's, like 5.6% openings are going to range in the 5,000 range each, over those next 10 years. And with people retiring and openings and shifting, and even sometimes people being promoted to upper positions, there will still always be openings that all of you can take advantage of. The departments that we have here today are Department of Public Safety, who's going to run through the paperwork and the procedure for applying to get your CDL license. We have the cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis, the Public Works departments. We have Minnesota's Department of Transportation, and we have the counties of Hennepin and Ramsey County to talk about their hiring process. Unfortunately, Metro Transit had to back out at the last minute this morning, but I have information on some of their info sessions that they have coming up this week, and I have their website address that you can go to for more information how to become a bus driver for Metro Transit in the Twin Cities. I also want to point out too, and I'll have this slide again at the end, that all of these agencies have formed a collaborative info session. And so over the next 2 months now, December and January, they will be having in-person meetings at different areas around the Twin Cities so that you or maybe a colleague of yours or another job seeker or just someone who's looking for I always kind of thought about that. I just want to go find out more information, no obligation. They can go either to Roseville on December 6th, Minneapolis Eastside Maintenance Facility on December 13th, Ridgedale Library on December 20th, or the Sumner Library Community Room on January 9th, where all of our same speakers will be in person to lead you and your colleagues through this same sort of information, and then you will be able to ask questions and get answers in person. So I will put a link to that. We have that both on our Career Force Career Fair calendar, as well as a link to the flyer on a Hennepin County site, and we'll get that in the chat. So first up, we have Jessica Cook of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. She's going to run through all of the information on applying to get your driver's license, your CDL driver's license. So welcome, Jessica. Hold on, let's unmute you. Okay, there you go.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how to get your learner's permit for your CLP if you don't already have a CDL. Okay, thank you. So CDL manuals are no longer printed. You have to locate them on our website, which is drive.mn.gov, and you can download it. There is available audio format so you can listen to the knowledge testing skills, and You have to pass the required knowledge test, and I could talk about that in the next slide. So this is just a breakdown of what you need to test for depending on what job you're going to get, or what kind of class that you want. So um, everybody has to take the general knowledge, and you would have to ask your employer if you need air brakes or not. And then, of course, we have the passenger and school bus. So those are the ones that you would need on your commercial vehicle permit before you take the road test. So when you pass all the knowledge tests at the exam stations, and just a note that for CDL testing exam stations, you do not need an appointment. You can walk in. However, I suggest you try to get here by 2:30 so you have time to take all the tests if you want to take them all in one day. Once you pass all the tests, you need to show proof of citizenship or lawful permanent residency. You need to fill out a self-certification form, and you need to provide a medical examiner certificate if applicable. You do have to complete an application for a CLP. All offices, locations that do testing can be found on our website. Go ahead. So there is a fee for CLPs. You actually do get a card. It's $10.50. And then school bus passenger is just one-time $2.50 endorsement fee. The first two tests that you take for a knowledge test is free. If you have to take it a third time, you do pay $10 for every test after that. And we still have waived our 14-day waiting period. So you used to have to wait 14 days to take the skills test, but that has been extended. So you do not have to wait the 14 days to take the skills test. Go ahead. And then there also is a new law that you have to take training, TPR, Training Provider Registry. Now, if you've ever had a CDL prior, like if you used to have a Class A, you wouldn't have to take the training. However, if you're adding school bus passenger, you do have to take the training before taking the road test, but I know a lot of the employers here will help you with the training. And that's it for me. Thanks, everybody. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat and I'll answer them. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep. I have not looked at the chat yet. Jessica, can you just take a look and see if you see anything and then go ahead and answer them? So next up, we have the City of St. Paul Public Works Department. Today we have Courtney joining us from the city. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning, everyone. So thanks for having me today and for coming to hear about the job opportunities that we have available. We're really happy to have everyone here. So my name is Courtney Anderson Ewald, and I'm with the Department of Public Works at the City of St. Paul. Do you want to move forward? Thank you. So at Public Works, we maintain all of the city infrastructure that you see and use every day. So we have 13 different departments or divisions within the Department of Public Works. They include street maintenance, street design and construction, sewer design, maintenance and inspection, traffic signals, street lighting, street signs, bridge maintenance, and much, much more. So that's kind of a high level overview of the department. If you would like to take a look at a video that we've created that will give you more of a sneak peek into the day-to-day life in the department or division rather that we are currently hiring for, you can take a look at the Public Works Maintenance Division, or sorry, Public Works Street Maintenance Division overview on YouTube. If you just Google City of St. Paul Street Maintenance Overview, you'll find this video on YouTube, and it gives you a really good look at what a day in the life of a street service worker or operations and labor trainee is like. Okay, so You'll hear from several different employers today, and I want to tell you why you should consider applying to the City of St. Paul. One great reason is that we have an excellent vacation package starting at 13 days of accrual per year and going up from there. We also have 12 paid holidays. Sick leave is available. You'll accrue that each pay period. We have excellent health and dental insurance. We have we're a contributing member of PARA, so the city will make a contribution for you, and you'll also contribute to a defined benefit pension plan through the state called PARA, the Public Employers Retirement Association. And that is actually an excellent, excellent benefit. Pension plans are not available at most employers these days. They're typically, you would have access to a 401k or something similar, but a defined benefit pension plan really is a great benefit as you near retirement. We also offer paid maternity and paternity leave after 1 year of employment, as well as life insurance, disability, short-term and long-term disability, and other standard benefits. Go ahead, Liz. Thank you. So the current vacancies that we have today that we are currently hiring for include the street services worker position, which this job requires a Class B. We also have another opportunity I'll tell you about in just a moment that does not require a Class B. But the street service worker is responsible for doing all kinds of street maintenance related work. So while it does require a Class B commercial driver's license, including a tank vehicle endorsement and no restrictions for air brakes, the main bulk of your time will not be spent driving. It will be spent doing laboring outdoor work. So filling potholes, shoveling steps, maintaining our streets through street sweeping operations, pounding in no parking signs, for those street sweeping operations, doing things like mill and overlay work to maintain our city streets. So it definitely, there is also driving involved, especially in the winter, where you'll be operating a snowplow. We'll send you to a snowplow operator training in the fall next year, and then next winter you would be plowing city streets, as well as laying down sand and salt to make sure that people can travel safely in the city. The other requirement I would like to mention is that your CDL or your driver's license in general requires, we require that you've had no suspensions or revocations of your driver's license for driving related offenses within the 2-year period prior to the date of appointment, excluding parking related offenses. As I mentioned, another position that we're currently hiring for is called the Operations and Labor Trainee. So with this position, you are not required to come in with a CDL. You start at a slightly lower pay rate until you earn your CDL with us. And we will provide in-house training for the commercial learner's permit. So we do some in-house training. You'll take your learner's permit, then we'll work with you to send you to behind the wheel training at Dakota County Technical College. You'll use our city vehicles for that training, and the city does pay for that training on your behalf. With this operations and labor trainee position, until you get your CDL, you will not obviously be driving any commercial vehicles, but you will be doing all the other laboring aspects of that job. And once you complete the training with Dakota County Technical College, you'll take the behind the wheel test when you're ready. And we require that you achieve your CDL within 1 year, actually within 6 months, and then within a year, you'll be taking the exam to promote up to a street service worker role in an official capacity. But once you get your CDL, we'll boost your pay rate up to that street service worker rate. So very similar jobs. One requires the CDL, one does not. So we definitely recommend you choose which job fits your qualifications and apply to that one only. And we have both jobs posted on our website at stpaul.gov/jobs. If you could move on, thank you. Another opportunity that we currently have available for anyone that has their Class A CDL currently with no restrictions for air brakes is our sewer services worker position, and that's a higher rate even than the street service worker. And it's because of the fact that for part of the year, you'll be working underground in tunnels. If you have a Class B and you're interested in the sewer services worker position, you definitely can apply, but you would not be hired in a certified or regular employment status until you achieve your Class A. So this is a great job. It's a smaller department than our street maintenance department. Street maintenance is our biggest unit in the Department of Public Works. Sewer services workers are a smaller group. There's about 30 folks in that division, and they are a close-knit group, and it's really a great team to work with. Okay, Liz, I cannot see the chat right now, but let's see. I can look. Oh.
No questions for you in the chat.
Oh, okay, got it. Thanks. So again, typical duties for a street service worker or a trainee, it's a lot of manual labor, shoveling, raking, hammering, lifting, carrying, posting signs. And another aspect of the job I do need to mention is that we do ask folks to work after hours and reasonable amounts of overtime, especially during snow emergencies, as that's one of our primary functions for the city. Is when we get snow, we need to make sure the streets are cleared. We do split shifts. So street maintenance is a 24-hour, 365-day operation. Most staff is split between the day shift and the night shift, working either 5 8-hour shifts, Monday through Friday, or 4 10-hour shifts, Sunday night through Thursday morning, or Monday night through Friday morning for night shift folks. So shift preference is based on seniority. And then if you could move on, thanks. For the sewer service worker position, they do not work nights at all. One thing I would mention, if you do work for street maintenance and wind up on the night shift, there is a 6.5% night differential added to your hourly rate. So for sewer service workers, they typically they are never scheduled on a regular basis to work the night shift. And so that's just a more regular schedule. They do offer 4 10s for 10-hour shifts in the summer, but otherwise in the winter, the rest of the year, it's a 5 8-hour day schedule. So manual labor is also the primary role for that sewer service worker job. Sorry. Yeah, that's okay. You can move on, Liz. Thank you. So what is the timeline for applying? The sewer service worker position is kind of open-ended. There's no set time that will close at this point. Or actually, let me double check that. It might be January 31st, which is January 31st is the deadline for operations and labor trainee, as well as street maintenance or street services worker rather. So January 31st is the deadline for those two positions. Sewer services worker is extended at this point with no closing date. So apply anytime, but as sooner the better. I see a question in the chat. What is the pay for the training? It's the same rate that you're hired. So for the entry wage for the operations and labor trainee is $23.99 an hour, and for the street service worker it's $28.34 an hour. Yeah, and thank you, Liz. Apply online at stpaul.gov/jobs.
And what's the time commitment for the training?
I mean, you go to training while you're at work, so it occurs during your regular work day. So It's a 40-hour work week and the schedules vary.
So there are no additional hours that a person has to put in the classrooms, for instance.
Not in the classroom, correct? But again, for once you get your CDL, overtime is reasonable. Overtime is required for things like snow events, major snow events where we need to clean the streets. But
Sure.
there's no overtime specifically for training.
Great. Good. Well, thank you. Let's see. Tips. Yeah, and then we need to go on to the next person.
Yep. So apply early, apply for the job that fits your qualifications, answer all the questions on the application, check your email. We do communicate with applicants through email. If you need any help applying, consider attending our open house. That's noted in our job announcement. It's this Wednesday evening at 891 Dale Street North. But all that information is in the job announcement at stpaul.gov/jobs. Yep, and my contact information is there as well as some other folks, and this is also noted in the job announcement. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Yeah, Courtney, if you would just go ahead and answer the other question too. What's the timeline from start to finish? That'd be great. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thanks.
And so next, City of Minneapolis. We have Monique Fish with us today. Welcome.
Good morning, Liz. Thank you for having us, and welcome to all of the participants that are here. We're all excited to give you information about jobs that will allow you to start your careers, especially with Minneapolis Public Works. So I am from the city of Minneapolis, and our Public Works Department has 9 divisions with approximately 1,200 people, and we'll be hiring for 5 positions. They include our Public Works Service Worker Trainee, our Service Worker 1 and 2, as well as a Water Distribution Operator Trainee and a Water Distribution Operator. So lots of opportunities depending on what your interests are and what your experience level is. So this is an organizational chart. I mentioned that Public Works has 9 divisions with 1,200 people. So a really large department. We're the largest department in the city of Minneapolis. And this is one of the things that sets us apart from other public works departments in other government entities, is that they're much smaller departments, and we are really large, doing everything from traffic and parking services to surface water and sewer, water treatment and distribution, solid waste and recycling, and organics. We handle all of our fleet services, as well as many transportation functions such as engineering and design, maintenance, and repair, and planning and programming. So once you get your foot in the door, there are a lot of opportunities for you to continue to grow your career here with us at Public Works in Minneapolis. So some of the duties and responsibilities for these service worker positions are really very similar to others. These positions that we're talking about are labor positions. So they perform numerous construction and maintenance manual labor tasks across the city of Minneapolis. So they could be loading and unloading and securing materials and equipment from trucks, routine inspections, minor and major repairs and cleaning activities in our sanitary and storm pipes and tunnels, maintenance of our Minneapolis streets and alleys, operation of our sanitation vehicles. We handle our organics, recycling, and garbage collection, as well as our yard waste. You could be doing installing and maintaining traffic signs and posts, setting up barricades for parades, detours, and maintenance operations, as well as repairing and maintaining guardrails on bridges and related equipment. So a very wide task of things. You wouldn't be doing all of this in a day, but depending on which division that you are placed in, you can have an opportunity to do some of this work on behalf of the residents and businesses in Minneapolis. So one of the positions that we'll get started with is our Public Works Service Worker 1 trainee. This is a great opportunity if you're looking to branch into a construction career in a government. The starting wage for this one is $17,916 per hour. This is if you have no experience, but you're looking to get some experience. We're going to help you obtain your commercial driver's license within the first 6 months, and also pour a lot of investment into you during our trainee period. The trainee will last 12 months. And at the end of that, you will be promoted to our Service Worker 1, which is currently at $27,563 an hour and has a couple other steps in the pay progression very closely after that. The qualifications for this trainee positions are that you're 18 years of age, have a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, and have a regular driver's license, a Class D, which is the standard license, with the ability to obtain a Class B commercial driver's license within the first 6 months of employment. No other experience is required. So if you have those couple of things, we will help you to start your career and get going with the city of Minneapolis. If you do already have some experience in a commercial driver's license, then you can come in with us at a Service Worker 1 level. The starting wage for that is $27,563 an hour. And after 18 months, you generally go up to that max wage of $30,241 an hour. These are all union positions, so those rates are negotiated by our unions. And the qualifications for this job is, again, 18 years of age, high school diploma, GED or equivalent, a commercial driver's license Class B with no air brake restrictions, and 1 year of previous laboring experience in a similar environment. So if you've done construction work or delivery in a large commercial vehicle or things of that nature, we really want you to be really specific on your applications and tell us exactly what you have done. All of our applications are viewed by real live people and not computer programs. So act like you're telling somebody who doesn't understand your industry exactly what you did and for how long on that application. We also have a Public Works Service Worker 2. So what we're doing is just building on the experience and qualifications here. So this one builds in the way of having heavy equipment operation skills. So this wage starts at $33,660 an hour. 66 an hour, excuse me, and you need 1 year of experience operating some of these heavy pieces of equipment, and you would have the opportunity to select which ones to show your skill base on. So commercial driver's license, Class B or better, and at least 1 year of experience within the last 5 years operating some heavy equipment. Our additional opportunities in our water distribution division, which allows you to work on a water infrastructure. And this trainee position is really similar to the other one that we talked about, except for instead of focusing on your commercial driver's license, we're focusing on a water infrastructure. And so during this training time, you would be learning the ins and outs of working on water infrastructure and getting a water license, a water Class D license from the state of Minnesota. So this position starts at $19,069 an hour, and then after you have completed the trainee program, you would be promoted to a water distribution operator, and that's currently at $25,858 an hour. If you already have some experience and a license for water main pipes or related equipment, you can start right out at a water distribution operator 1. So those positions, a regular driver's license, no CDL is required for this position, a high school diploma, GED or equivalent, as well as 1 year of experience working with water main pipes or related equipment. So this is a really great opportunity as well if you're interested in working on water infrastructure. All of these positions that we've talked about today, if you're not really sure which one to apply for, I encourage you to reach out to us, or if you're not sure, apply for them all. It's a couple more clicks once you get in the system, but we would rather have us help to figure out what is the best bucket for you opposed to not having you apply during that period. So we'll be accepting applications for all of these positions December 6th through January 22nd. You can visit our website, minneapolismn.gov/publicworksjobs for more information. One of the other things that we do to help you out is we also put our Public Works Service Worker 1 and trainee, as well as our Water Distribution Operator and trainee in one post. So that way, if you are short on some qualifications and you are qualified for our trainee position, you don't get bumped out of the process. So again, our human resources and my team will review applications and place candidates on the appropriate eligible list based upon your qualifications. So please be really thorough and share as much of your experience on the application as possible. So your education, your training, and related experience that's relevant to any position. If you're not sure, err on the side of too much information is good. We would love to make sure that you have all the opportunities to move forward in getting your career started with us at Minneapolis Public Works. We're also a felony-friendly employer, so don't disqualify yourself for any opportunities before an employer can. You would be surprised at how many of us government entities are looking forward to working with our own communities and giving them opportunities for these great jobs with great benefits and pensions across these public sector jobs. If you have any questions, I'm happy to be a connection point for you to get your career started in Minneapolis Public Works. My name is Monique Fish, and I'm the Workforce Coordinator at Minneapolis Public Works, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the future. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Monique. Next, Hennepin County. So to be clear, City of Minneapolis hires for the City of Minneapolis, and Hennepin County organizes everything else outside of that. So we have Abby Huguenin here to talk about Hennepin County's hiring. Welcome.
Morning. Thank you, Liz, and thank you all for being here and letting me speak to you today. Like Liz said, my name is Abby Huguenin. I'm coming from Hennepin County. I'm an HR talent acquisition partner. I help to hire for about half of the county in our positions, including our public works line of business, which is what I'll be focusing on today. Although there are some positions that do have a commercial driver's license requirement in other areas, but we're going to focus on public works today. So here's our county mission, as well as the public works mission and vision. And to save time, I'm going to skip past it, but you'll have access to this later. What I do want to talk about is our total rewards package. So kind of what others have spoken about too, why you'd want to work for a public sector, but especially Hennepin County as well. So we don't look at just your salary or compensation or just your health benefits. We look at the total package of what is coming to you when you become a Hennepin County employee. So our benefits, that first box there, we have pretty generous benefits with a comprehensive health, dental, and vision insurance. Something else I want to point out is our generous PTO, which says starting at 20 days, and that's for 2022. And then 2023, it'll actually be increasing to 22 days starting out that you accrue throughout a year, plus 12 paid holidays as well. So quite a bit there. We also now have increased to 12 weeks of paid paternity leave for employees. We also have that retirement plan and a pension plan, commuter discounts, and tuition reimbursement. So a pretty generous benefits package. Our compensation is competitive throughout other public sectors. And I did want to mention that our minimum wage for Hennepin County employees is $20.50. And while the positions I will be talking about today, they'll actually be making more than that. But I did want to recognize that our minimum wage is set at $20.50 for those who are coming in with less experience, even starting at that point. And then culture, that's the last kind of piece of the puzzle. So Hennepin County recognizes that culture that respects and encourages employees to develop and use their talents. So there's opportunity for career growth and a wide number of career paths, mentoring programs, training and development opportunities, there's resource groups. So the culture is also the last big piece that we offer as our total rewards package. Next. So the first vacancy I'm going to talk about is our highway maintenance operator, and this is within the sign shop. So these positions will support year-round traffic-related initiatives and maintenance of county road signs, pavement markings, and guardrail assets, as well as support the county's snow and ice control operation. So you see the salary listed there in an hourly fashion, $26.80 to $29.82. Currently, the deadline is open until filled, and if it does close, these are ones that we actually post quite often, but we sometimes close just to kind of catch up on interviews, but we are constantly reposting because it's such a big area and a big need, just like everybody else here. So at the end of my presentation, I will be adding a link in to encourage you to sign up for email notifications. We do have some posted now, but we will in the near future have more. So that way you don't have to keep continually looking back. You can be notified when there's jobs that you're interested in and qualified for are posted, and you'll get notified via email when those go live. So yeah, this is one of the jobs. And then the minimum requirements on this one, I'm not gonna, I just wanna go back one, sorry, real quick. So I'm not gonna list out everything here, but it is looking for 1 or more years of experience, and it lists out 4 different opportunities. I know it's really small. It's listed bigger in our posting. You'll be able to read it deeper, but 1 or more years of experience, plus a Class B CDL, and then some physical requirements there. So this is one that you just need 1 year of experience and a CDL. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is a very similar one. It's just in our roads division. So it's a highway maintenance operator as well. So this one's very similar. It's these positions are responsible for preserving and maintaining the county road systems as well through a regular highway maintenance program to ensure safe and convenient use of county's highway system by the traveling public. So there's a salary listed again. It's the same as the hourly one, the previous one, but it's just listed in an annual fashion. So 55,000 to 62,000 approximately. So as you see there, the deadline did pass, but it's also one that we post quite frequently, and I think it's actually back up there now. So that's why I say, continue to sign up for those email notifications to be notified. So while it already closed, but it's already up there again, because that's the need that we have right now. And then the same minimum requirements as the last one. So 1 year or more plus a Class B CDL. Okay, next one. So this is a position that actually doesn't require a CDL. It is one that Hennepin County would help you get the CDL after you're employed with us within a year, but it does ask for more years of experience. So it is a fleet mechanic. So these positions will be responsible for maintaining, repairing, and performing diagnostics on a variety of equipment, including hybrid, electric, gas cars and pickups, medium and heavy duty gas or diesel trucks. The salary is listed there at $66,000 approximately. And again, the deadline is open until filled. So like I said just a minute ago, this one is looking for a little bit more of experience. So if you're coming from more of that person who has experience repairing and serving automotive or heavy equipment, but now you're looking to get a little bit more experience, this might be a good one for you if you don't quite have your CDL yet, because we would help you get your CDL. So it's looking for about 5 years of experience or a combination of school and experience, as it says there, plus a certification listed and a Hennepin County driver's permit, which we would help you, excuse me, obtain. So that is our fleet mechanic, another option if you have some mechanic experience previously, but not yet a CDL. Next one. And this is the last vacancy I'll talk about, and this one is our traffic sign worker senior. So this position will lead crews engaged in traffic sign maintenance and installation, traffic sign fabrication, guardrail maintenance, and center line stripping operations, and train and evaluate permanent and seasonal employees working in the traffic division sign shop. So there's the salary listed there, 70 or 67,000 annually. Again, the deadline is open until filled. And the requirements on this one, it is 3 years or more of specific experience, and then it's listed there too. So looking for a little bit, so this one's kind of a lead role as it says. So it's looking for a little bit more years of experience plus that Class B CDL. So if you already have your CDL and some experience under your belt, this could be a good opportunity for you to make a little bit more and use your previous experience to kind of develop yourself in the division. So that's our last one. And we do have other opportunities that don't necessarily require CDL. So if you're looking to get in to the public works area of Hennepin County, there's opportunities that I did not necessarily list because they don't require a CDL or involve that, but it might be a good opportunity to get within the county and then learn more and then work on getting your CDL and then promote when the opportunity arises. So here's the employee testimonials. I'm not going to read all of them to you, but I will read one. Let's pick one from Clint. So there's nothing quite like being able to fix something with your bare hands, and you will love that feeling of satisfaction you get knowing that you made a repair. So that's Clint. And there's others listed here that you can read later on. I think it's just very cool that our employees do love what they do and they like helping the public and the residents of Hennepin County. Next. So I want to quickly talk about the hiring process so you know what to expect. So the first step would be that you apply by the deadline, or if there is no deadline, just I would encourage you, like the others have said, apply as soon as possible so you can kind of get going in that process. Again, you're looking to make sure that you meet those qualifications that it's called need to have on our postings. And we try to make it as clear and obvious as possible, but definitely there will be questions. So if you do have questions, if you meet those qualifications, there's always an email listed. You'll have my information now too, but there's always an email listed at the bottom of the posting that you can reach out to like talk through like, hey, do I meet these qualifications? Or I have a question about this. That's totally, we encourage questions for you from our applicants. And the next step after we receive the applications, HR would be reviewing those. And so if there is a deadline, or I would say when you post it, it takes about a week until you probably hear back. So HR is reviewing those applications, making sure you meet those minimum qualifications. I think like Monique has said, give us as much information as possible because we're not necessarily experts in that field. It's HR reviewing it. So give us all of your experience and list it all out so we can make sure that you qualify to go to those next steps. And then so after that, the candidates are then notified of their status, whether they're moving forward or not. And again, that's probably within a week from when you apply. Now the hiring team receives those applications and they review them, and then they're going to select who they want to interview. And most of the time they're interviewing most people on their list because they want as many people to talk to as possible. And then the applicants will be contacted by the hiring team to schedule the next step, the interview. And the interviews are different depending on the hiring supervisor in that division. Some are in person, some are on the phone, some are virtual. And it depends on how many rounds. I would say 1 or 2 rounds, 2 rounds at the most, probably with the number of applications that we get. Again, it just depends on the situation, but you would be informed and notified throughout the process either way. And then hopefully at the end, there's an offer that can be made to the applicants or applicants, depending on how many vacancies there are. And that's a conditional offer. And then so the background checks need to be completed and the driver's license checks and whatnot. So then hopefully then we schedule that first start and get you training and onboarded. The next slide. So this is just, if you have questions, you can reach out to me. You can put it in the chat. Like I had said, then yes, Liz posted our link for our jobs. You can go there, review them, and I'll also post a link about our notifications. So thank you, everyone. Hopefully you can find some jobs today, whether it's at Hennepin County or any of the other public sector organizations here today.
Thank you, Abby. Yes, and next we have our companion county, Ramsey County, serving the St. Paul and East Metro area. We have Marion and Nolana on the call today.
Good Morning, everyone. I'm Noe, and so we can go to this is Marion right
Hi.
here. We'll kind of breeze through some of the background stuff in the interest of time, but I will highlight that the vision of Ramsey County is to be a vibrant community where all are valued and thrive. And our mission is to be a county of excellence, working with you all to enhance all of our quality of life. Next slide. This lists out a lot of our benefits, or the benefits of working at Ramsey County. I'll mainly highlight the other considerations area. So we offer a generous tuition reimbursement amount annually if you're interested in pursuing or furthering your education. We also really value work-life balance. And it's a great place to work locally, as well as serving the community and the residents within the community. And then we have employee resource groups and committees that allow you to get involved and collaborate across the organization beyond just in your department. And we have many opportunities for continuous learning and development within our organization. Next slide. And we have over 200 job titles and within 5 large service teams across the organization. And there's 35 departments within those, split up within those service teams, and we serve over 4,000 employees. And now we will talk about the specific job that we have open, or that we will have open this week, and then some of the other career path opportunities.
Yeah, so one of our positions, Maintenance and Operation Worker 1, MNO1, is with Parks and Recreation. This position involves cleaning, building service duties in ice arenas, parks, regional parks, and golf courses, and other recreational areas, cutting the grass, opening bathrooms, making sure the facilities are open and ready to meet the needs of the public when they come in. Next slide. Main quals, education sufficient to do the job and 1 year experience. Don't short yourself on experience. If you worked for 4 years on a farm or at a public entity, or with your uncle, you know, cleaning, cutting grass, make sure you put that on your application. The main thing that you need to do this job is a willingness and an aptitude to learn, and an aptitude to do the job. Next slide. Just wanted to show you that if you're interested, there are opportunities for career development and pathways to promote yourself in the business if you're interested. Next slide. And then M&O Worker 1 is not open for application yet, but it will be. And also Fleet Mechanic will be opening soon. So please sign up for email notification. If you're not sure how to do that, you can email me or Noe, and we'll send you the link for that so that you don't miss any opportunity that you're interested in. Next slide.
All right, and then because you all received this, I know we're breezing through it fast, but this just lets you know how to apply. So you'd go to our ramseycounty.us website, select the current job openings option, and then on the next slide, you'll see you'll see the list of current jobs that are open. You can select the one that you're interested in, and once you're there, you review the description, and if it seems like something you would like to pursue, then go ahead and select that apply button. And next slide. And some of these tips were already kind of discussed with some of the other groups, but just things that we want to highlight. Make sure that you pay attention to the deadline to apply, or that closing date and time, and that you prepare and give yourself enough time to actually apply. Review the minimum qualifications prior to applying, and if you're not sure if you meet those min quals, still go ahead and apply, and let Human Resources inform you if you don't. And then for Ramsey County, we have supplemental questions that need to be answered. So again, read those carefully, take your time in answering them, and complete them till you answer all portions of the question. And next slide. This is just the best way that you can connect with Ramsey County on different social media platforms. And then myself and Miriam's contact information is below if you want to connect and have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you please, either Marion or Noe, put the Ramsey County's webpage in the chat so people can grab it off that? Thank you very much. Metro Transit, as I said, was unfortunately unable to join us this morning. They do have a couple of hiring events coming up this week. This next Saturday, 6 days from now, or 5 days from now, December 3rd, from 9 a.m. to noon, and next Wednesday, December 7th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at their Metro Transit Instruction Center at 725 North 7th Street in Minneapolis. There is more information at metrotransit.org/drive. There's, it will pop up when you go to their webpage, and then all of the information will come up. They do encourage you to look at all the information online. And, if you need help with that too, you can always contact one of your career force job counselors who can help you with that process. Let me know if you have questions. So, last presenter of the morning, we have a team from Minnesota Department of Transportation. Now, they're here to talk about the Metro hiring, but just know that if you live outside of the 7-county Metro, you can talk to them. They can get you connected with potential opportunities in your region of the state. So, welcome. We have Renee and Marnie here today with Minnesota Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Liz. Hi, everyone. My name is Renee Duffy, and thank you all for coming and listening to us. So for Mindat Metro District, you can move on to the next slide. Yep, we serve the 8-county metro area, and here at Mindat, we take care of planning, designing, constructing, and maintaining the state and federal highways, along with transit, trail, and the rail systems. Next slide. So we have 18 different truck stations here with the Metro District, and we are a 24/7 operation. So we have various night and day operations. And then during the snow and ice season, we also have split shifts. So we are working around the clock here at Mindat, especially during snow and ice season. Next slide. So so the transportation generalist is one of the main positions that we hire for with Minda Metro District. So it's a highway maintenance worker / snow and ice removal worker. So these positions do not just, every day is different. So it's not just going to be strictly driving. So the responsibilities include maintaining roads, roadsides, traffic barriers, guardrails, snow and ice removal, operating a variety of heavy equipment, trimming trees and stump removal, mowing grass in the ditches, and then traffic control setup. So we assist with accidents also a lot, especially, if there's semi spills and that sort of thing. So we do a lot of different work in this area. And obviously in the winter, we're just snow and ice, removing the snow from the freeways. You can move on. So the minimum qualifications for the transportation generalist are a valid Class B CDL with no air brake restriction and then a tanker endorsement, and then 1 year of related experience. And that experience could consist of road, bridge, or sign maintenance, commercial driving, commercial landscaping, or operating heavy equipment. So if you have like farm experience and that sort of thing, we definitely would consider that if you were operated heavy equipment. And then candidates that are made a contingent job offer also have to take and pass a math and reading assessment. And you would have to read, write, speak, and understand English because we do use two-way radios in our trucks. So that's an essential thing also. Next slide. So for the hours of work, we have two main shifts. So there's the day shift, that's 8-hour day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then the night shift is 10-hour nights, Monday night through Friday morning, 7 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. And then we also have split shifts during the snow and ice season for some of the trucks too. So when there's a snow and ice event, you would have to stay later So in these jobs, working overtime, holidays, weekends is a primary factor for the snow and ice season. So I just want to throw that out there. All right, you can skip on. So the starting pay is $21.90, and it does go all the way to $27.53 for these positions. If you do work the night shift, we do offer $2 for shift differential, and it's a kind of a pilot program right now, but it's been in effect for the last few years. And then, and I anticipate it will stay. And then we offer another 65 cents additional on top of that. So $24.55 you would receive an hour if you work the night shift. Next slide. And then before I toss it off to Marnie, I just wanted to let you know, right now we don't have any current vacancies open for the transportation generalist, but we do plan on having some in the near future. So hopefully January or February, we'll be having an announcement online, and then we'll plan to do a spring hire. I also want to let everybody know that these positions are full-time, so they we offer a pension plan and the benefits package with these positions also. And so we have a great compensation package as well as the others that have spoke today. So we would love for you to apply, encourage you to apply when we have positions that become available. And I will just pass it off to Marnie now so she can explain how to do that. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Renee. So to apply for a MnDOT Metro position, you would begin by visiting mn.gov/careers. And I will put that in the chat before we leave here. Then you'll select open positions, search open positions, or if you use assistive technology like a screen reader, you'll select accessible applicant portal and then select new user. You'll create a user ID and a password. Please, of course, read carefully and follow the instruction. And then, of course, record what you've created for future reference as you check on your application status. Enter your current contact information, review the terms, and then select I agree. And then you'll finally hit register. Thereafter, you can quickly review the current MnDOT Metro District openings after selecting search open positions on mn.gov/careers. And then on the next screen, you'll select view all jobs, and then to filter, you'll select Twin Cities area under the location menu and under the agency menu, transportation department. We encourage you to select Save Search after you've done this so that you can set up an alert. Just like others have mentioned, best to put in the time to do this and set up the email alert that ensures you'll receive an email when metro area openings are posted. So when you find an opening and you'd like to apply for it, you select that job title to view the entire posting and select the Apply for Job button at the top of the page to begin that application process. My advice is to save the job posting text in your Google Drive or your OneDrive and begin studying that posting so that you can target your resume to it. Just as others mentioned, be very specific. Nothing will be assumed or inferred from your previous job titles. So address each minimum qualification directly on your resume when you're putting it together. When human resource staff review your application and your resume, again, nothing will be inferred from your previous job titles. So you must spell out your accomplishments, detailing how you've demonstrated the required skills, knowledge, and abilities in your previous positions. You really want to show how you meet the minimum qualifications in your application and your resume. Go ahead and state the obvious. List the months and years of your employment for each employer. Address each qualification listed. Kudos, points for you. If you've got those preferred qualifications, then you can soar above the rest. Identify how and with what frequency you've used your knowledge the skills that you've acquired or the abilities that you have that are relevant to those minimum qualifications. For example, maybe detail how you've used hand tools, which one you've used, what you've used them for, and the machinery that you've previously operated, and then explain what you'd use them for and how often. Remember that you must apply for all the openings that you're interested in separately. In the interest of your data privacy, there's no opportunity for us to separate um, or for us to share amongst other public service entities or amongst even MnDOT districts. So if you want to apply for something both in the Central District in District 3 and in the Metro District, you must apply for each of those positions separately. We cannot share applications. For any questions about Metro MnDOT specific job openings, please refer to the contact listed on the job opening. There's a name, phone number, and email address for more information. And if you go to the next slide, we'll say, please call the vacancy hotline number and leave a message and your call will be returned. We really hope you'll come work with us. We have a hashtag of MN4MN, Minnesotans working for Minnesotans. Thank you so much for listening. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you very much, Marnie and Renee. Yeah, there are so many opportunities too within the state of Minnesota, including Department of Transportation and, excuse me, Department of Public Safety. So to recap, any of our job seekers still on the call, if you would like to talk to any of these HR people in person, they will be in person on December 6th at the Roseville Library, December 13th at the Minneapolis Eastside Maintenance Facility, December 20th at the Ridgedale Library, and January 9th at the Sumner Library, delivering this information, but then being there for you to chat with. So I hope that you take advantage of that opportunity. If you need help with your resume or any questions about your training or your background or even mock interviewing, getting ready for an interview, please contact CareerForce job counselors nearest you. You can go to careerforcemn.com/locations, type in your zip code, find the CareerForce office nearest you, and create an appointment. You can also call our information and assistance line at 651-259-7500, and they will get you connected with the office near you. There's the information. So thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you all to all of our attendees. I'm Liz Jennings. You can always email me at liz.jennings@state.mn.us or contact our information assistance line. Take care and best of luck with your job applications. Bye-bye.